Something's happening to Novak Djokovic that we haven't seen in years. His shocking loss at Indian Wells to lucky loser Botic van de Zandschulp marks his third straight loss, something we haven't seen since 2018. Back then, we all know what happened next. He made a historic comeback, finishing the year as world number 1, and has since won a staggering 12 Grand Slams. But this time, it feels different. Now Djokovic is nearly 38 years old, recovering from knee surgery, and for the first time in a long time, he looks beatable. So has time finally caught up with Novak Djokovic, or is this just another chapter in his legendary career?
Things are different, obviously, for me. The last couple of years, I've been struggling to play on the desired level. Every now and then I have a couple of good tournaments, but mostly it's really it's a challenge. It's a struggle for me. So.
When looking at the Indian Wells match against Botic, we see that after a slow start to the match and dropping the first set, Djokovic responded with a solid second set performance. For a moment, it seemed like things were going the Serbian's way. Except they weren't, because he proceeded to win only a single game on the third set. Yep, just one game. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to take anything away from Van de Zandschulp, but this match was the perfect representation of what Novak's season has been so far. Many ups and downs, struggling to find the rhythm, some moments of brilliance, but ultimately losing the match. The last time we've seen anything remotely close to this was over 7 years ago. Back in 2017, Djokovic was out of competition for 6 months due to a right elbow injury. When he returned in 2018, he lost in the 4th round of the Australian Open. Then, 2 first-round losses at Indian Wells and in Miami to Tyra Daniel and Benoit Paire. And after his low clay season performance without a single title, or should I say, not even a single final appearance, things weren't looking good, and not even Djokovic could hide his frustration.
I don't know if I'm going to play in grass. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't know. I just came from the court. I don't know. Sorry guys, I cannot give you that answer. I don't know. I cannot give you any answer.
Little did he know that this very decision changed everything for him, and made one of the greatest comebacks in tennis history possible. Because as we know, he did end up playing the grass season. And that was the best decision he could have made. In the 2018 grass season, Novak had an 11-1 record and clinched his 4th Wimbledon, and his first Grand Slam in 2 years. After that, things just seemed to click for Djokovic, and he has since had arguably the best years of his career during his 30s. Ironically, the 2 periods of 2018 and the current 2025 season have striking similarities. Firstly, Djokovic recovered from injury both times. In 2018, Novak was recovering from an elbow injury, while in the current 2025 season, he's recovering from knee surgery. Secondly, we have something a little more subjective. In 2016, Djokovic had his monumental French Open win, a life goal of the Serbian that made him finally have all 4 Grand Slams, and enter the select group of career Grand Slam champions. However, following the competition, Djokovic openly admitted to having a motivation crisis and feeling exhausted. And now, Djokovic also comes from winning something that was a life goal of his. Arguably, the only accomplishment he still didn't have, that being winning the Olympics. And once again, Djokovic starting to talk about the same issues as he did in the past. No motivation to push forward. I mean, what else is there to win, really? Grand Slams? He's already got 24 of them. But here's the harsh reality. When Djokovic struggled in 2018, he was 30 years old, still in his physical prime. Now, he's about to turn 38, and in tennis, that's an eternity. Although you can argue that Federer played until the age of 41, we have 2 completely different playing styles. Djokovic plays a way more physical game than Federer did, relying much more on his fitness. But even Federer won only 4 Grand Slams after turning 30. So just how difficult is it to win a Grand Slam at this point in his career? Well, it's pretty difficult. In fact, here's a list of the 5 oldest Grand Slam champions in history. Andrés Gimeno won the 1972 French Open at 34 years and 9 months. Rafael Nadal won the 2022 French Open at 35 years and 11 months. Djokovic won the 2023 US Open at 36 years and 3 months. Roger Federer won the Australian Open in 2018 at 36 years and 5 months. And the oldest player to win a Grand Slam was Ken Rosewall in 1972 with his Australian Open win at 37 years and 1 month. It means that if Djokovic goes on to win the next Grand Slam, which is the 2025 French Open, he would be the oldest Grand Slam champion of all time. So is it possible? Sure, but is it probable? Statistically speaking, not at all. especially when you consider that tennis is more physical than ever, and the young generation isn't just coming, they're already here. Alcaraz and Sinner have won all of the last 5 Grand Slams combined, and new players with big potential seem to show up almost by the day. Djokovic isn't just battling age and injuries, he's battling a new era of champions who are faster, stronger, and fearless. So is Djokovic ready to face this sort of competition? Because just how bad is this season so far in terms of his standards? Is it just a slow start, or is it something far more alarming? This graph shows Djokovic's win percentage from every season of his career, from 2004 all the way to the current season. As you can see, Djokovic has had incredible seasons, even surpassing the 90% mark like in 2011 and 2015. And for the past 15 years he has always kept it over 80%, except for the current 2025 season. Djokovic currently holds 64 win percentage for the season, meaning that he's right now on pace for his worst season since his second year in the tour, when he was just 18 years old. Just for comparison, here's the line of Nadal's and Federer's win percentage. As you can see, they only dipped below the 70% mark in either the last for Federer or the last 2 seasons for Nadal. Although it's very early on in the season, there's no denying Djokovic is struggling. He's already in the late 30s, returning from knee surgery, facing lack of motivation, lack of confidence, and having to play with a young and already established competition. All the odds are stacked against him, but if history has taught us anything, it is that the best way to predict the future is to look at the past. So does this mean that he'll regain his motivation and confidence and dominate the tour once again like he did in 2018? Or does it mean it's guaranteed that Djokovic is in a decline and is set to retire soon like Federer and Nadal did? Well, he will eventually retire, but the question is, when? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to help the channel grow, and I'll see you in the next one.